It's okay to reinvent yourself. You probably heard this before, but I just want to tell you again because it can be scary. Because essentially what you're saying is this person that I am today, I have to leave them in the past. Obviously, you still go be yourself, but a lot of the habits and the things that you do right now, you can't do those on the next level. Especially if you are someone who wants to be a better person, like you're someone who wants to start a business, or you're somebody who just wants to elevate and to be able to do things at a higher level. You're gonna have to change, because a lot of the times the habits that we have now, the person that we are now, the things that we do, and how we handle situations, that person is not the ideal person to be at the level that you want it to be. Because usually that next level comes with a lot of more different things, a lot more things than you can really comprehend right now. Because currently right now, like, you have these dreams and aspirations, and it's just usually the positive things that you decide to look at, right? So, okay, cool, I want to make more money, I want to drive a nice car, I want to be a husband, I want to be a wife, I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to scale my business. Like, it's always the positive side of things. But on the back end of that, of having a business, of having a husband, a wife, you're going to deal with some things that you're not dealing with right now. You're going to have another level of responsibility. People are counting on you now, right? So it's a different level of thinking. It's a different level of habits. Like, it's completely different, right? So I want you to be okay with those things, because I feel like it's beauty in those things too, especially when God, like, when he gives you some things to be responsible for. Like, everything that comes into my life now, it's just like, God, I thank you for giving me the opportunity to have this, good or bad, right? It's a blessing. I know I said this the other day, man. It's a blessing to have suffering in your life, because it's just like, you know that he is molding you. You know he's preparing to be a better person and to be able to operate at a higher level. So I accept the suffering as a blessing. All right, that was a whole mindset shift that I had to do back then and there. But, and just things like that, like, I couldn't have that type of thought process even just last year or 2 years ago, right? And that came from reinventing myself. Like, the things that I thought that used to be funny are not funny to me no more. Like, the things that I used to spend my money on, for the majority part, I don't spend my money on. Obviously, I still be, spending my money on some things that I'm not proud of. Not too crazy, but you know what I'm saying? Just spending some money where I know, like, I just burnt that money. I could have invested it, right? But that just comes from all over me, coming over, a long period of time of me just trying to become a better person. But if you don't have people in your circle, you don't have family, friends, or I'm gonna move this over here. You don't have family, friends, or people around you that have reinvented themselves. Like, you probably may be dealing with people who you just still been around from high school, and they just got a job at their local town or their city. It's hard to come out that shell, because this is like, why would I put myself and isolate myself over here to become this better person and to be better? Like, I'm okay with being the person that I am. I think that I can still do what I do, be who I used to be, and still get the goals that I truly desire. And I'm just telling you, fooling yourself, right? And even, let's just say, even you was, like, let's just say the person that you currently are right now, and let's say tomorrow you got everything that you desire. Man, that stuff can kill you. That stuff can kill you. It can damage you. It can put you in situations in your life that you were not supposed to be in. But you were just so sensitive in a rush and not willing to take the time and do the foundational work when it comes to just chaining the inner work so the outside can follow. You done messed yourself up. And I've had this problem too. Like, another thing I want to do on this channel, man, is just be super transparent about my actions. I made a lot of actions, me trying to move too fast, me taking on things that I was not ready for, and it kicked me in my tail, right? And it's just like, I have to recover from those things. But I only was able to know that thing from taking a step and trying to just go all in and move with a sense of speed. So that's why it's like, I feel a responsibility to tell you, like, work on the inner first. Like, if you can become the person, before having it, you'll be able to have those things and steward them properly, instead of being at a point of trying to do some things fast or get some things that you're not ready for. So I just want to encourage you to reinvent yourself. And you may be asking, like, bro, how do I do that, man? Everybody's different. Just speaking for me, I would say, man, reading the Bible, man. Like, this was like the turning point in my life. And when I just started listening to the word, when I started listening to the word and hearing God's voice and getting in community in church and changing the people that I was hanging around with, like one thing after another, and it started to change to, you know, what I was starting to view as entertainment for me, like just watching people do nothing, talk about nothing, essentially like brain rot content, and switching it into educational content, like making sure everything that I was listening to, everything that I was watching, the people that I was talking and hanging around with, like it was educating me more than it was kind of trying to just fulfill me on an entertainment level. A shift started to change. And I'm not saying like stop hanging out with friends or stop, you know, having fun, because there's a clear balance there. But the things that you once desired, the things that you once thought were fun, and going out partying and drinking and smoking and blowing your money on stuff that does not do anything that's to better you, but you got to cut that out. You have to cut it out, especially if you see yourself at another level. A lot of the times that which helped me, and I had to be careful with this, right? Because I used to look at people and be like, you know what, I'm gonna be like that person. So I used to wake up, and things that I used to want to do, or before I did, I was like, would this person do that? Like, would this person do that? And it would have stopped me. It stopped me from doing a lot of things. But at the same time, I sometimes idolize that person. So I try not to do that as much. But I want you to start looking at your future self. So don't try to like idolize a man. We should only idolize Christ, right? Because he's the only person, the human being that ever walked this earth and lived a perfect life. So you can idolize him. But I want you to start creating a figure in your mind of your future self. Like when it comes to the goals and the aspirations that you want to achieve, the things that you're currently going after, start already thinking like that person. Okay, right? So you say you say you want to own a multi-million-dollar business or whatever it may be. You say you want to be a future husband or future wife. Like, how does that person act? Like, are the qualities and the habits that you're doing currently today, does that match up to that person? You got to check yourself on it. You have to check yourself, especially for me, man. I desire to be a father one day. I desire to be a husband one day. So when it comes to fatherhood, a lot of the qualities, when it just comes to be somebody that, you know, a kid can see as, you know, a role model. So I start walking differently. And I've been doing this for a while, but I think that's where a huge part of it came from, where it was just like, you know what? I'm going to already start being someone that people can essentially look up to and step into a leadership role. So when I become a father, it's a smooth transition. I'm not thinking about, hey, how can I be this person? Because I'm already that person. Having a wife, like how to cherish people. Like looking back in my previous relationship, like what did I do wrong? What could I have done better? Was I just mainly moving off of emotion? Like, why did this end up happening in a relationship? Should I have been there a little bit more communicative? Like, and now I'm implementing those things in my life. Like taking the person that you want to be and just go ahead and do those things now, man, it's going to make that journey a lot more smoother. All right. I'm not going to take y'all heads off today, but I just want to encourage you to be okay with reinventing yourself, even if you're alone for a season. There's something beautiful about being in a wilderness season, where you're developing yourself, where God is working on you. You're becoming a lot more aware of your qualities, your habits, your heart, really understanding why you do certain things. And you start to see your intent a lot more on certain things. And you start to see the people around you, what they are subconsciously forcing you to do, because you're hanging around that person, the way that you think, the way that you talk, and your actions. So, man, become the person that God has called you to be. Do that. And that's by you just trying stuff and praying. Trying stuff and praying. I'm still on a journey now. All I know is he gave me a voice. I love to encourage and inspire people. So that's all I'm trying to do, you know, and I'm just using that. So, man, first of all, if you're still watching, I love you. All right. I just want to let you know that. Man, I just want to see people be great. Honestly. Like, I want to see them live up to the true potential that they don't even know is there, because I feel like it's going to change families, generations. It's going to break a lot of strongholds that people have in their life by you just stepping up and be the person God has called you to be, fighting through whatever that may be in their now comfortability, and being willing to step out on faith. That's all. All right, but reinvent yourself. Allow God to change you and be obedient to him. Like, Jesus, take the wheel. Allow him to work on you. Say that right now for me. Say it right now for me, and then I'll hop off here. Jesus, I trust you in my life, and you can take full control of my life. My goals and aspirations that I once had, they are now yours. I want whatever that you have called me to do. And walk in that boldly. I promise your life go change. I love you guys, and I'll catch you guys for the next video. Go on.